In today's headlines, Russia shattered weeks of relative calm in the Ukrainian capital of Kyiv with a series of missile attacks early this morning. Explosions hit at least 2 residential buildings, killing at least 1 and injuring 4. A 7-year-old girl was rescued from the rubble as the search for victims there continues. The strikes also damaged a nearby kindergarten. The Russian Defense Ministry says it also carried out attacks on Ukrainian army centers in 3 other regions. Russia's stepped-up bombardments happened as leaders from 7 Western nations gathered for the G7 summit in Germany. German Chancellor Olaf Scholz condemned the attacks.
This is a
brutal war that Putin is waging. We have now once again seen with rocket attacks on houses in Kyiv that shows it is right that we stand together and support Ukrainians to defend their country, their democracy, and their freedom of self-determination.
G7 leaders are considering new bans on imports of gold from Russia and possible price caps on Russian oil in response to the war on Ukraine. The group also announced a $600 billion infrastructure project designed to counter China's influence in the developing world. Meantime, hundreds of protesters marched in the town where the leaders are meeting, demanding more action on Ukraine, climate change, and inflation. Norway today is mourning the victims of yesterday's shooting outside a popular gay nightclub in Oslo that left 2 dead and wounded more than 20. The Prime Minister and members of the royal family paid their respects at a memorial service at Oslo Cathedral. Others placed flowers and rainbow flags near the site of the attack. Police identified a 42-year-old Norwegian citizen as a suspect. Authorities said he's been on their radar since 2015 and believe he joined a Norwegian network of Islamist extremists. And at least 22 young people were found dead in a South African nightclub in the coastal town of East London. A local newspaper reported that bodies were strewn across tables and chairs without any visible signs of injuries. Police are investigating, but so far the cause of death is unknown. And still to come on PBS News Weekend, the NFL faces criticism of its handling of a misconduct accusation against the Washington Commanders and star quarterback Deshaun Watson. And a nonprofit tackles inequities by building playgrounds in low-income neighborhoods.
This is PBS News Weekend from WETA Studios in Washington, home of the PBS NewsHour, weeknights on PBS.